welcome to my channel. I'm Tanya. So this video is gonna consist of a couple days. I'm gonna be updating you guys from my last video. I'm sorry if you can hear my husband. He's in the other bathroom on the other side of this wall giving my son a bath. But I am on cycle day 10 right now, and according to Ovia, it's the first day of my fertile window. And according to Glow, my fertile window starts tomorrow with ovulation in 6 days. But since last night, I have had cramping on my right side. And today I started seeing like egg white cervical mucus. So I know if you see my last video where I told you guys I got the HSG test done and both of my tubes were blocked and all that stuff. So this morning, that was a few days ago. That was Friday. Today is Monday, and my doctor's office called and told me that my right tube is open. It's my left tube that looks like it's blocked. And this coming Wednesday, I'm going to see my OB about all of our options, what we should do and all that stuff. And just kind of, I can give her the rundown of questions that I've accumulated over the last couple days since the last doctor who performed the HSG told me that both tubes were blocked. And based on some of the comments you guys made and told me about your own experiences, I've added that to my list of questions. So I'll go over that before I go into the doctor's appointment too. So, but right now I'm trying to get this open because I'm going to test for ovulation still. And in true Tanya fashion and keeping the faith through this journey, we're going to continue going. We're going to continue trying. I'm feeling all the cramping on my right side. And they say usually where the side that you feel the cramping on is the side that you're probably ovulating from. So I have a urine sample. I'm using the clear blue ovulation test. And how long am I supposed to put these in? 20 seconds. Okay, but we're just gonna keep rolling with trying. We're just gonna try this month, give it a go, see what happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But since I found out this morning that my right side is actually open, we're just gonna go with it and let's just see what happens. I've seen in a lot of cases too, and watching YouTube videos, that a lot of women have had like positive pregnancy tests after they've had the HSG done. Is like the HSG test kind of makes a clear path for things to flow as they should. So we'll see you guys. I'm just gonna go with it with everything else that I have going on in my world right now. We're just gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna dip the test. I have like a little snack cup. It was the only thing I could find. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's starting to fill up. So I'm gonna sit this here, let it go. It takes 3 minutes, and then I'll come back and check it so we all can see whether or not I'm ovulating here soon. But again, I'm on cycle day 10. When I conceived my son, I remember having a positive ovulation test like cycle day 11 and 12 or whatever, and we just baby danced and he's here. So we'll see, y'all. We'll see. But I'll be back in a minute so we can check the test, you guys can see, and then the video will continue with my follow-up appointment on Wednesday. So all right, so it has been 10 minutes and it is very faint. The test line, let's see, the test line is very, very faint. Very faint. So ovulation is not occurring just yet. We'll see. It is cycle day 10, so maybe I'll test, not tomorrow, maybe I'll test cycle day 12 or something. Actually, that'll be Wednesday. So maybe the morning before I go into the appointment on Wednesday, I'll probably test again just so I can also share with my doctor what I'm seeing. Maybe she can do an ultrasound or something like that just to see if it looks like anything is going to be mature enough to ovulate, you know. Hopefully, let's let's pray that she could do something or whatever. We'll see. We'll see. But I still want to come on, do an ovulation test or whatever, and let you guys know. I appreciate all of the feedback, the stories you guys have shared with me has been so encouraging, and I really do appreciate. Yes, I just wanted to come on, let you guys know that I'm doing just fine. I still haven't been emotional or anything like that about the finding out that there's a blockage or anything like that. I'm just kind of taking everything as it comes with this journey, and I feel like I mentioned it when I first let you guys know that we were going to be starting, that I can't allow myself to get so stressed out, and my main focus this time is living. I can't allow myself to kind of get down about every little thing. And yeah, I just have to continue pushing forward. I have to move forward. A lot of these things aren't in my control. I can control what I can, and some things I just can't control. But I also have a son that I have to keep moving for, who keeps me busy and keeps my mind off of a lot of things, because we're always busy with him. But yeah, I'm doing all right, you guys. I appreciate all of you guys who reached out to me on Instagram, and y'all are just so supportive. And this is the community that one needs when you're going through this type of journey. So yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on Wednesday and give you guys the update on my doctor. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Tanya, and I'm documenting my fertility journey to baby number 2. I've documented my first fertility journey to my first baby, Lux. That's all on my channel if you need to catch up. But today's video is an update from last week. So last week I came on, I told you guys I was fresh from getting my HSG test done. And the doctor who administered my HSG test told me that both of my tubes were blocked, which was a complete surprise to me, because when I had the HSG done back in 2019, both were open, and I conceived my son a few months later. So I conceived my son a few months after that, and yeah, now my son is 2 and we're trying for another one, you guys know. So I had a follow-up with my OBGYN today to go over my results. So apparently my tubes are open. She pretty much said that straight out the gate, before I could ask any of my questions that I had for her or whatever, she was like, after reading your results, it looks like you might have had a spasm. Your fallopian tubes might have spasmed, because you had spillage on the right, and it says a little bit of spillage on the left. And so she was like, it's likely open. A lot of times I send patients, they say the tubes are blocked, I send them right back and they're open. She was like, sometimes they spasm or whatever, and that's what I think has happened here. So I want you to go ahead and continue like before. And she was like, because it's been a couple months or whatever, she was like, our options are Clomid or Letrozole, which we already know. If you've been on a fertility journey and stuff, you already know. Women with PCOS, they say respond better to Letrozole than they do Clomid. I personally do not. I have videos on my channel of me taking Letrozole, and the very first time I took it, I didn't respond at all to it. And then I just don't do that well. My follicles seem like they're on the smaller side and stuff. So I told her I personally feel like I respond better to Clomid. I've gotten pregnant with Clomid before. That pregnancy did result in a miscarriage, but I know that I respond better to Clomid. If you've taken Clomid and Letrozole, let me know which one you respond better to too. So she's like, okay, if you feel comfortable doing Clomid or whatever, we can do Clomid. So we're gonna do, she's putting me a referral in for Clomid, even though we are still trying this month. I took a ovulation test, which I'll put on the screen, before I came today, and it's getting darker. I took my first ovulation test on cycle day 10. Today is cycle day 12 for me, and it is getting darker, but it isn't positive yet. So hopefully it's right on track or whatever with ovulation occurring around cycle day 14, but we will be baby dancing, or as my old OBGYN used to say, doing our homework. So that is really, really good news. I appreciate you guys for all of like the feedback and stuff. So many of you guys like wrote me, DM'd me, and gave me all of your stories, and y'all don't know how encouraging that is. If you're watching this video right now and you do not have a YouTube channel, I understand that this subject is a little bit personal, so I get that. But all of us have so many different stories, so many different pathways that we've taken. Collectively, we all have so much information, and hearing other people's stories gives you like guidance. There are so many women starting out and don't know where to start, what questions to ask, but just stumbling across somebody's video with a similar diagnosis to theirs may give them like the direction that they should go. So I said all that to say, if you aren't sharing your story and you've been thinking about sharing or documenting your own fertility journey, or if you just want to put up one video just sharing your journey to your baby or just your fertility journey in general, please share. This is me encouraging you to share your stories because people need to hear them. People need some encouragement. People need some guidance, you know. I think we all allow like fear and shame. We tend to allow like fear and shame to get the best of us and make us like afraid of sharing our stories. But listen, there's nothing shameful in fertility. You know, a lot of women are struggling. It's not just you. A lot of women are having miscarriages. You are not alone, unfortunately. Like, I wish that everybody could easily get pregnant like it feels like everybody else is able to around you if you're struggling with infertility, but please share your stories, because I have talked to a lot of you on different videos on Instagram, DM'd, talked about kids. You know, our kids are similar in age and stuff like that. Had no idea of your stories and stuff. And I don't know, I just feel like everybody should share, because you never know who you can help. You never know who may get that breakthrough that they need listening to your story. So I said my piece. But yeah, you guys, we got good news. Good news. I'm glad I didn't freak out about it. I wasn't stressed about it. My faith wasn't wavered or anything like that. I'm glad that I was just kind of like, this is what, you know, usually happens with my journey or whatever. It's always going to be something, or that's what it feels like to me at least. It's always something that's just going to pop up and get in the way, and it's stressful. Things are going to happen, and you just kind of have to take things in stride. Do not make too many hard set plans when you're going through this type of journey or whatever, because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. So just take things one thing at a time and just have faith. Just have faith. And then sometimes we have to let go of like our ideal versions of, you know, how we want to get to motherhood. Sometimes it does call for letting that dream or that vision go. Sometimes our babies come to us in different ways. And some of you have shared how you had to take different routes to get to your baby. And I know some people get wrapped up in like the biological part of it and stuff, but if you have it in your heart to love a child, I don't think it matters that deeply. If you have experience in that, maybe you can articulate better what I'm trying to say. If you had gone through the donor egg route or the donor sperm route and all that stuff, like, please feel free to leave in the comments if you feel comfortable encouraging somebody else. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys like sharing your stories and stuff, because y'all helped me out a lot. I came ready with my questions. Another thing, so I'm gonna be taking Clomid. I know I'm jumping all over the place, I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna be taking Clomid. I'm gonna take 1,000 milligrams of she's putting in 1,000 milligrams of the metformin for me, and then once pregnancy is achieved, I will be coming back in to get my progesterone checked. But I also will be getting my progesterone, I think I mentioned, I'm not sure if I mentioned already, this month, next week actually, I'll be coming back to get my progesterone and my prolactin check, One of you guys asked me about my prolactin and I hadn't mentioned it in a while, and honestly I just kept forgetting to ask her to run it or whatever. So I'm getting my prolactin checked next week so we can see where my prolactin is too. So I'll give you guys an update on that next week. My progesterone will be checked next week too. And if pregnancy isn't achieved this month, we'll go on to Clomid next month, May. I told you guys that. And then she'll put in a prescription for progesterone for me if pregnancy is achieved, because my progesterone was on the lower end when it was checked on in February. When I gave you guys my results in February, you have to go back a couple videos, I told you it was on the lower end of normal for me, and so I had question about that, but she brought it up without me even having to say anything today. And so I asked her, like, you know, I'll feel comfortable with my progesterone. That's what got me through my first trimester with my son, and I attribute that to the success of my pregnancy. And so she said she's going to be on it. She's going to check it for me and make sure, you know, we do regular checks to make sure there aren't any changes. And I think that's all. I think that's all, you guys. I think that's all. I'm going to continue to check for ovulation. So I guess I'll bring you guys along for that and let you know, like, how I ovulated, if I ovulated or whatever. I told her I'm starting to feel like the crampiness and stuff already and starting to see the changes and stuff. So she gave me 2 finger crosses when we were in the room. But I feel good with this doctor. I feel really good with her. She's being proactive. She did give me my results to have for myself, because y'all know I like to collect my records. As far as my son Lux, we do have a doctor's appointment for him tomorrow, and I'm still on the hunt or researching some doctors that was recommended to us. So yeah, we're still working on that last doctor, y'all. That mess that she made. Yeah, that mess that she made trying to diagnose him with a mild case of autism. And I forgot to mention in that video, like, I hated her language. I put it in the comments of that video, but I hated her language surrounding a autism diagnosis. You know, like, if my son happens to have happens to be diagnosed with autism, I don't want a doctor who thinks there's something wrong with him. You know, I don't want him to be cared for somebody like that, or I don't want a provider like that either. But yeah, she also, I don't know if I also mentioned that she emailed my husband like the answer key that she used for scoring, and it was a completely, like, she sent in the packet she sent over to him, the answer sheet and questions was completely different from the one that she gave me to fill out in the office. So just a whole hot mess, a hot mess. But yeah, you guys, those are my updates for now. I'll be checking my ovulation. I checked it today, cycle day 12, so I guess I'll check it tomorrow and see if it gets darker, and then also check it cycle day 14 and see if it's positive. Then I don't know if I'll go and continue. We'll just be baby dancing in the meantime. But our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. Say it with me. Our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. Now, I'm about to go head to Target and Hobby Lobby while I'm over in this area. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for supporting. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.